Guys, welcome to Better Bachelor. My name is Joker with a face for radio and a voice for print. It's this is kind of what I talk about in the previous video I did today that I'm dropping about the same time. I talk about women not understanding the game, not realizing that using your sexuality and your beauty and your youth to capture a man, they don't understand that's a good idea. So they play around and screw around till their 30s, 35, then they try to settle down. But what happens if they miss the window? What happens if they miss the window, they date, they divorce, they keep on the market? Well, you become Sharon Stone. Now, at one point in time, over on Locals, we do Saturday Night at the Movies. And Saturday Night at the Movies, every Saturday night, I stream a movie. And you go back and you look at Sharon Stone in some of her older movies, and man, she was a beautiful woman. She really was. But because she's a feminist and she's got all this weirdness like most people in Hollywood do, they go married, divorced, dating, break up, blah, 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 all the way up through. And now she's literally at retirement age. And in an interview recently, she said, well, I'm hotter than ever. More men want to sleep with me now than they did back then. I got a button for that. I think I'll use this one.
Oh, wait, you serious?
So, and this is a running theme. It's, I'm horrible, but I want the men to be perfect. They're going to do this until the grave. I'm just telling you now. This is from a couple years ago, and I even did a story about this. Charlize Theron wants somebody to grow a pair and step up and date her already. Somebody needs to grow a pair and step up. It's because she's going to be insulting because nobody wants her. Why? She's now, I think at the time of the article, she was mid-40s. She's got, 2 or 3 kids that she adopted from somewhere, and they were all boys, and she turned them into girls. I think that's most of Hollywood right now. Yeah, no guy's going to want to step up into that. And here's the thing. The men that Sharon Stone want, they are banging 23-year-old starlets that are trying to get their acting careers off the ground. That's who they're sleeping with. Just look at, what's his name, Leonardo DiCaprio. And he's not even getting starlets. He's getting like supermodels, and he's like mid-40s or 50 now, I think. So he's now dating women. He's around Charlize's age, or Charlize, however you want to pronounce it. And he's dating 25-year-olds. He throws them away at 25 and then goes shopping for a 22-year-old. So, of course, they're not going to have any luck. What about Jane Fonda, smoke show Jane Fonda back in the 70s? Well, she's 85 now, and she's, of course, single because reasons. She won't date anyone older than 20 because she hates old skin, says the woman that is entirely 100% made of old skin. You can't make this stuff up. But why? Why are these women doing this? Because they think because they control the bedroom that they will eventually control the relationship. But they won't, they can't, they don't. It's not going to happen. They'll get used and tossed over and over again until nobody wants them. And this I think Sandman made this, or he found it. Somebody else had made this, and it says The Wall, and I think this is Sharon Stone right here crying up against it. There are some ways the AI is kind of fun. I thought about using this for a thumbnail, but I decided against it. From the New York Post, Sharon Stone says plenty of people want to have sex with her. I'm hotter than ever.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so, sir.
All right, let's listen to what Sharon Stone has to say about her hotness.
I'm in my 60s. People think that no one looks at you anymore.
She's got the shaky old lady voice. Listen to that. She's got the shaky old lady voice. Oh, this is something else I was going to show you. Let me zoom way in on my photo here. Just look at, I don't know if you guys can see this or not. She's got the facelift scar on her neck. Can you see that? That's her. I think that's where she had some neck, either that or hang 'em high. She was out in the West and robbed a poor merchant of something and got caught rustling cattle, and she got strung up. I don't think that's what happened. I'm pretty sure that's a little bit of surgery right there. But brother, you're going to tell me now, like she's got more crow's feet than a murder of crows down at the local zoo. Like, okay, yeah, you're smoke show, Sharon. Good luck on you. Yeah, listen, she's got the warbly old lady, had too many packs of smokes while driving truck voice going on. She sounds a little warbly like I do.
I'm in my 60s. People think that no one looks at you anymore. And the truth of the matter is, I have just as many people who want to sleep with me now as I ever did.
Yes, and they're all in their 70s, 80s, and 90s. I'm just saying. Either that or maybe some young guy, like young being in his 40s and 40s comparison to Sharon Stone. Maybe he's like, I don't have any money and she's still rich and she's going to take me out five-star dining and buy me a new wardrobe. Yeah, I'll throw one into her. And I get to say I did Sharon Stone in my lifetime.
There isn't that thing when you walk in the room that every guy goes, ooh, because you're not as easy as.
No, you're not as pretty. You're not as pretty. You don't walk in the room and guys don't go, ooh, because you're old and you're not as pretty. That's why guys don't do it. But listen to her rationale.
As you were when you were young. And men recognize that's why they don't look at you as much. It's not because you're not as hot. You're not as easy to, and you're not as easy to get rid of. And
oh, that's what it is. That's why are you go away? That's what it is, guys. You're not as easy. I'm sure you're not as easy. You probably need some lubrication that you didn't need when you were younger.
As you were when you were young. And men recognize that's why they don't look at you as much. It's not because you're not as hot. You're not as easy to, and you're not as easy to get rid of, and you're not as easy to keep quiet.
Boy, that is the truth. That is the truth. You're not as easy to keep quiet. You're not as easy to get rid of. You're not as easy. You're not as easy to get them to shut up. Well, she's at least she's right about that. My God, is she right about that? But again, does she believe this? Okay, let's go one of two ways. Yes, she believes this. Okay, she's delusional. She's lost her mind. She doesn't live in the world of reality anymore, and she will go to her grave, single and alone with a bunch of cats, even though she was kind of one of the hottest women in the 80s. I mean, if you remember Basic Instinct, that became a meme, and people went out and bought Laserdisc back in the day when you had the huge Laserdiscs. They would go out and buy 1080p Laserdisc so they could have high resolution to pause when she did the leg cross thing. I know that was a thing because I worked in an electronics store selling Laserdiscs and stereos and stuff like that back in the day, and there were dudes that specifically wanted to come in and they would ask for it. They would ask for that Laserdisc. We knew why, because on VHS, after you watch that thing about 24 times or whatever, on those tiny little 25-inch tube TVs, it's kind of tricky to see the crossover. Guys are going for that thing just to get a glimpse, because that's how simpy everybody was back in the day. But now you're going to tell me that you're hotter? No. She says, I think most of this is what was in the... according to the Basic Instinct star, that's what causes men to avoid engaging with older women. It's not because you're not as hot, the Catwoman actor said. You're not as easy to F, you're not as easy to get rid of, and you're not as easy to keep quiet. Well, she's definitely right about that. Although I gotta say, yeah, she's probably not as easy to sleep, although she's never easy to sleep with, let's face it, it's Sharon Stone. Unless you were like a movie producer and you're giving her her first role, aka Weinstein. But she was never easy. But the thing is now she's got the baggage and the attitude and the anger, and she doesn't want to just sleep with a guy anymore. It's not about that. I mean, at 65, I can't think too many of the juices are still flowing. Now it's about being somebody that's company, that will share those quiet moments on her multi-million-dollar home, watching the sunset. That's when she wants a guy. Oh, and probably because she's running out of money because she hasn't worked in like 40 years or whatever. That's where it's going. Now she wants herself a Hollywood producer that's worth God knows how much money. And you're not as easy to dump afterwards. Well, of course not, because she would probably require marriage, and she wants to take half your crap when you divorce because she's a woman. You're not as easy to be a side piece. Honey, the only thing you're no side piece. I can't even think of something funny to say. The only thing you're a side piece to is a garbage truck. Like, I'm sorry, that's just, it's not that you're not as hot, you're hotter. Okay, good luck with that. grandma. My mom is 79. You know, she's what, 20, what's that make her, 20? No, it only makes her, my mom's 79, so she's 14 years older than Sharon Stone. Like now you're starting to get in range of dating men my mom's age. You know, 79-year-old men. I could see an 80-year-old man saying she's hot. My dad probably would have said she's hot. My dad passed away at 87 as well. So she thinks being more experienced in life is actually better for the relationship. Nope, not for a woman it isn't. Beauty, youth, fertility. Be kind, be able to cook, don't be argumentative, support the man, follow his lead, not a high body count. Oh, wow, I didn't say anything about life experience in there, did I? It's kind of crazy. Because you're more relaxed, you're less concerned about how you look. Oh, that's what a guy wants. Oh, because you look great. Okay. Not because you're not as anything, it's because you're not as easy. Earlier this month, Stone spoke with Kelly Ripa, who's also aging rapidly, but who was also very pretty when she was younger, about how it's perceived as acceptable for men to date women who are much younger than them. She said, oh, here's the scene. There's the Basic Instinct scene. And then she did the leg cross thing. It was true to life, Stone told Ripa, 53, after the talk show host revealed that her son would always scoff how much older her character's love interests were in her early films. Those women were always 20, 25, 30 years younger than the men they dated. But if we date someone 10 years younger, we'd be cougars. Not really. I think you look at Selma Hayek, she's 50. I think if a 40-year-old was like, dude, have you seen Selma Hayek? I would totally take her as a girlfriend. I think most men would be like, yeah, well, good on you, brother. Like, let me know how that is. Like, high five. You know what I'm saying? I don't think so. The difference is that when you're looking for the caliber of man that she's looking for. See, she still wants the top 10%, or in her case, top 1 or 2% man, but she doesn't realize that he's dating younger because he can. And he's not getting the age and the wrinkles and the attitude and the can't shut her up, as she even says. Ripa then joked she would happily set you up with my son right now and that having her as a daughter-in-law would be the greatest honor of the family. While Stone didn't exactly refute or accept the proposal, she quipped, it would probably be really good for your ego and mine if I did. Exactly. It would be good for her ego if she were able to date a younger man. But she says here, Stone revealed that she will not date anyone under 45. I'm sure you won't. Why? Because you can't find anyone under the age of 45 that would be acceptable to you. Last year, Stone also spoke out about one of her exes and how he broke up with her when she refused to get Botox. I saw him one more time, and then he wasn't interested in seeing me anymore, Stone told Vogue. Well, it's because you're looking busted and old. If you don't see me for more than that, please find your way to the exit. And he did. Stone was married to writer Michael Greenberg from 84 to 87 and journalist Phil Bronstein from 98 to 2004. So she had opportunities. She had men interested in her. She had men that were married to her. She had men that once upon a time found her extremely attractive and sexual and desirable, and then they married her. And then I didn't look into it. But I probably am guessing she probably initiated the divorce in one, if not both of those marriages. And that's just a guess. But, I mean, the guy she was married to in the 80s, she probably still felt like, I am a hot commodity, sweetheart. I don't have to settle down for you. And maybe the second one, you know, what was that, early 90s or whatever it was? What did they say the dates were? Where were we? Sorry, let me come back down here because I'm curious. All right, 84, 87, that was like her height of her power. And another guy from 98, 2004, which was what, 20, we'll call it 20 years ago. 26 years ago is when they were together. Right? Yeah, roughly 26 years ago. That would have put her at 39. So at 39 years old, she probably felt like 39's when she got married. And she left him at 43. And she was probably like, I can still do better. I have lots of men attracted to me and flirting with me as 43-year-old Sharon Stone. I'm a 51-year-old guy. If 43-year-old Sharon Stone came to me and she's like, hey, I'd be like, you're Sharon Stone. Yeah, duh. But ironically, if Sharon Stone at 65 came to me today and said, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. No. And I don't think many other people would, other than they want to say to all their bar buddies, I slept with Sharon Stone. And then if they got asked, how old was she? They'd be like, what was that, Bob? How old was she again? That's where we are with this. I'm telling you, man, these women, this is why men will win, because the women are going crazy when they're young now. Men are realizing the game now. As men get older, they get more desirable, but they know the game. As women get older, they get less desirable, but they refuse to understand and play by the game's rules. That's why they will ultimately win every single time. Guys, don't forget, if you like my content, join me over on betterbachelor.locals.com. Free speech forums, thousands of posts and links, and you can say whatever you want pretty much. I've never had to remove anybody for anything they've said because I'm the moderator over there. Lots of great conversations. You can become a supporter today, $5 a month, or you can just join us over there. All it costs you is your email. So at least go over, check it out, and see what it's all about. I'll leave it there, and we'll see you in the next one.